guys, in this video, I'm going to be building a house, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so like any building playthrough, I started by building the frame of the house, and this took like a lot of trial and error, as you can probably tell by what's on screen right now, because I had to do like a lot of tweaking the build to make it an odd number so the roof would look good. And this took me like probably like 10 minutes at least to get the frame right. So I feel like this was like a lot of time just trying to get the frame right. And yeah. After I did the frame, I started working on the roof. And the first thing I did was I placed a stair, then a block, then a stair on top of the block, and then so on. So I did that with like the deep slate tiles, and then like as an inside, and then as a frame for that, I did dark oak. And yeah, I think it looked really good, but like from my perspective, I think it looked good like for my building level. And I don't normally build great looking roofs, so I'm kind of surprised that it actually looks decent. But yeah, so once I was like done with the framing, I started filling in the like the inside of the frame. I was filling in the frame like this, and I was just like building out from where the frame lines were. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I'm actually really proud of this build. After I did the main base of the roof, I put like upside down stairs on the bottoms of the roof to make it flow together better and make it look less sharp. And when you do that, it just makes it look much better, and I don't know what to call it, but it just doesn't look that bad once you do that. So yeah. And I feel like it's also kind of a struggle sometimes, because like if you want to put it upside down but you accidentally put it like the wrong way and like make it go right side up, it's just like really annoying to fix. After I finished the roof, I started on doing the walls on the bottom floor, and I used stone bricks to do this, and I think the stone bricks looked really good. After I worked on the bottom floor, I moved up to the main floor, and I used calcite for the walls, and I really like my decision because it looks really great with the color palette, and it gives it more variety, and I really like that. And it also is like a great, like, it's really easy to blend with, I feel like. And then I started working on the floor, which was spruce. After I finished on the walls, I went outside to do like the outside details, and I decided on 2 windows on the first floor and then the door on the bottom floor. And then I started working on the floor on the bottom floor, and I did spruce wood again, and I think that was a pretty good decision since it looks nice. And then when I finished with doing that, I went to the outside and put some like greenery around, and I think it looked pretty good. And then it was time for detailing the walls. On the bottom, I just made like random holes and then filled it in with regular stone. And I think this made it look like it had more texturing, and I think it looked really great when I finished with that, and I'm really proud of how this turned out. And then I also did it on the main floor and put diorite rather than calcite. And I think this looks pretty cool since there was some gray in there, and then it also kind of like added to like the gray theme of like the bottom floor, and I think that looked like pretty good. And yeah, I really liked and it helped add to the color palette, and it looked really good. And then after I finished with the outside, I started working on the inside, and I think the inside looked pretty good since I did like a green, and I feel like the green kind of looked really good with the brown on the floor. And then I also did like a dark oak trim around that, and I liked it. Then I started working on the main floor, which I divided into 2, and I wanted the very top floor to be like a bedroom, and I made the interior of the main floor like a kitchen area, and I decided on like a purple theme, and like the windows I kind of like didn't really know what to do, so yeah. And then I also did a birch trim around the walls, and yeah. And then I finally decided on the windows, and I really liked how they turned out, and yeah. And then I started to decorate. I went inside just to like add the ladder since I still needed it, And when I put the ladder, I think that added to the color palette, and then I started working on the interior. On the bottom floor, I was thinking like kind of like a yellow theme, and then I started working on the table like with scaffolding chairs with some bamboo. And then I kind of realized that looked really bad, so I started switching out the chairs for birch, and that also looked bad. So then I got rid of like the trapdoors, changed the table shape, and made the table into a flower. And then that's when the theme of daisies like came into my mind. And I made the entire bottom floor's theme daisies. And like I put oxeye daisies on the tables and one in the corner. And I think it looked really good. And then I also got like the bright idea to put like daisies on the walls. And it looked not that bad, honestly, but I would like to hear your guys' opinions in the comments if I should do this again. So let me know. And while I was working on the daisies, I feel like there's a lot of trial and error. And I decided to put one on this back wall, and then this is the finished product. And then I started working on the main floor, and I wanted it to be like a kitchen and like a living area. So I chose smooth stone for the counters. I built a fridge and a sink and a stove, and I also wanted it to have like a kind of like a teal theme. So I put blue orchids, and I made like a teal bookshelf and put teal candles. And then, well, they were actually cyan candles, but and then I had a quartz couch, or it was white, and then I had the amazing idea to have stripes on the walls, and I think this turned out really great, and along with this one as well. Should I like put designs on the walls again? Like, I don't really know how much I like it, but yeah, I think this one looked much better than the bottom floor, and I think the main floor looked great. And then after I finished with the stripes, I put cyan carpet, and I think it looks pretty good. And then I started working on the bedroom area, and I wanted it to have like a pink floor, so I made it a double block floor, and I think the cherry floor made the color palette even like more unique, and I think the black, white, brown, and pink went so great together. And then I decided on a red bed for like old time's sake, because I always use red beds. And I made a desk and a bookshelf, and I really liked it. And then I constructed a chair that didn't really look the best, but whatever, it looks fine. It works. And yeah, and then I started on the carpet, and I liked that. I liked it a lot. And then once I finished it, I made like a really, really, really bad montage on spectator mode of it. So here it is. Yeah.